Zest is going to become... He's going to be ahead economically in, I don't know, 10 minutes. Not really that long, but 5 minutes maybe. And his tech will catch up by then. So Sue is gonna go for Roach Ling all in to kill this third. Yeah, I say all in, it's not a true all in because he's Zerg. There's very few true Zerg all ins. I say that jokingly. It's partly true, partly not. He's gonna try a different angle. He's gonna try and cut through the rocks. I like this because the issue for the Zerg on this map is that there's not a whole lot of attack paths to challenge the Protoss player. And he's gonna usher his opponent away with some force fields. Observer is over the army, so that's probably frustrating for Sue. He knows it's there too because of the Overseer, but he has no anti-air. That's probably one of the most frustrating things, when you know that your opponent can see everything you're going to do, but you can't do anything about it.
That's the problem to have it hanging over your head. Okay, then.
Changelings are coming in. They're going to be killed on sight. And I think Zest can actually just go take a fourth now. I don't know if he will, but I think he can. Realizing the impossibility of breaking his opponent on 3 bases because of the economic advantage, Sue has decided, I'm just going to outgreed my opponent and go up to 5 bases, which is a perfectly acceptable Zerg response. So remember what I said about Zerg never truly having an all-in? This is kind of what I mean. They can just do this.
Which is kind of funny, because of how the races, they are the most rush-oriented.
Yes and no. They were designed that way, and they're never played that way. So, like, the Zerg army, like, the Zerg mid-game army is the most mobile of all the races. Yeah? I mean, you have Speedlings, you have Speed Roach, you have Speed Hydra, you have Mutalisk. I mean, come on. Whereas Protoss have slower mid-game units, like Immortals or Colossi, and Terran likewise, they have Widowmines, they have Siege Tanks, they have Thors. Everything's slow, by comparison, right? So, like, they're designed that way, so that you can rush better. I mean, what's the idea of a rush? You get mostly tier 1s and some tier 2s, and they're all fast. Not entirely, but, because, like, there's things like Tempest Rush, which is the slowest unit in the game. Or Colossus Rush. I don't know if you've ever seen a 1-base Colossus Rush, but it's frightening. Because you're like, what the? Why does he how? Anyways, as I was saying, Mutalisk. Fast unit. So, like, it's designed to be rush friendly. But like a lot of Zerg, what they rather do is like, we're gonna just build a ton, like as many Mutalisks, as many Roaches, as many Hydras. That's not exactly a rush. So like, yeah, it's definitely rush oriented in terms of the way it was designed, the like mentality, but like Protoss rush more than Zerg. Well, Protoss rush the most, but it's kind of funny because like the Protoss is designed not to rush, but the problem is they made it so that it's very hard for Protoss to take. So Protoss is very economy dependent. If they don't have gas, everything sort of falls apart. This being said, if a Protoss player ever falls behind, their automatic response is all in or rush. And the reason why is because their units are all high DPS. They were given high DPS units so that they could turtle. But because they're so economic dependent as well, the same units that are great for turtling because they're high DPS are great for rushing. Oh! What a brilliant concept. Needless to say, Legacy of the Void's economy is broken at the moment, so this problem has been more pronounced, and I think Blizzard has done a really good job addressing all the other problems with Legacy of the Void in their most recent patch, but upon reading reports, it doesn't look like they've done anything to fix the economy problem, so yeah. Like I said, I was on Wikipedia for a while last night.
You can tell.
I was also on a Lickylak. I finally found the darn thing. It's very interesting. Mutalisks will be greeted by Phoenixes. There's no Immortals in this composition, but there's 2 Colossi, which, I mean, Stalkers, 2 Colossi, yeah. Pretty similar. It's gonna start clearing creep. There's not actually that much creep spread. I mean, it's pretty long, like, it reaches far out, but it's only one pathway, so, like, he clears, as long as he kills the front of it. Oh boy. Roaches are going to swing around, and that's probably going to force a recall, I imagine. Does he not have a recall? There's a giant spine crawler forest going up at the 3rd. No, he does not have a recall. Well, now he does, but he's already so far back that, yeah. Okay. So he's just gonna suffer a lot of economic loss. And so this is going to force him to all in. What was I saying?
Well done.
Not exactly, but kind of, sort of, yes. He doesn't have to all in, but he does have to do damage, which is semi all in. Like, he has to recoup his losses, given this unfortunate circumstance of having roaches hit all his bases at once. See, I mean, look at this. There's roaches coming from this side, too. Now, granted, they're not going to get anything except a probe or 2, but still, you get my point.
Yes.
Anyways, all the forward creep has been cleared. The only creep that is left is that has been dropped by the Overlord at the potential 5th base location, as well as the creep that is right outside his third. So, any real forward creep has been dealt with. Spine Crawlers are going to move up to defend this ramp. And we have Swarm Host, because Swarm Host good unit. This is obviously before the patch that made Swarm Host much more of a harass unit as opposed to a longevity unit, but even with the patch they can still be used that way, because locusts are locusts, whether they fly or whether the Swarm Host burrow. Free units do the same thing. So, yeah, now he's gonna have a very hard time taking this engagement because his Locusts and Zerglings are trapped behind force fields, and the only thing over here are Infestors and Mutalisks, which are kind of useless against Stalker Phoenix. Never mind the Colossus and Immortals. Some Corruptors come out, but that's not nearly going to be enough. How many Stalkers is that? Like, how many Dark Templar had to die to build that? I don't know. Anyways, that's gonna be the end of this game. Thoughts?
Well, it's... Maybe he would have won if there was such thing as a Zerg already.
Ha. Like, I mean, I guess technically if he wanted to make it a Zerg all-in, he should have put a Nidus Worm down. That would have been the closest. Because, like, that would just be a lot of gas, and so then he'd just have to commit to it. And then he could have Nidus at the main, since that main is pretty expansive. There's a corner that is easy to Nidus. But I mean, Nidus Worms are not very... Nidus Worms take too long, so as a result, at the pro level, they're not very viable. Because basically what happens is, the pros... I mean, not just the pros, just better players realize, okay, these are all the possible Nidus locations, so I'm just going to build over here. Then I don't have to worry about vision, I'll just always have a structure there. Solves your problem, right? Busy casting. What game did we just cast?
Game 2.
Yeah, okay.